Hey guys, so
Did you miss me?
it's been about a week, right? And I waited intentionally to make this post because Brandy was getting her star on the Walk of Fame, and I think that's a beautiful milestone for her. Not only that, you see this beautiful cover, it's so bright and so vibrant. She looks absolutely and positively radiant, which is absolutely amazing. I love that for her. So this is her new book that she has out now, okay? In stores everywhere, everywhere you can purchase a book, child. This book is there and it's doing extremely well so far. So it's the title of the book is Phases, and this is her memoir. So as it goes with a memoir, you're you're giving your account. It's supposed to be a true account of certain aspects of your life that you'd never revealed before. It's giving you it's telling a person's story of their life and their experience, good, bad, or indifferent. It's up to the person, that the writer, to omit or put whatever they want to put in their book. Now, mind you, before this book's release, something very interesting happens, and we're not going to get into that right now. It's going to be in this particular post, but it's coming on down the line. It's like I have an order of things. So this is how we're going to just do it. And but just to give you a bit of what we're going to be discussing, we're going to not just be talking about Brandy, but we're going to be talking about her brother Ray J, and also just touching bases because I feel like this: if she omitted them in her book, then there's really nothing for me to say. I just feel like there's nothing for me to say about the guys either, because she omitted Shine from the book. She didn't say nothing about him, so therefore he's not worthy of a conversation. But I will bring it up, and just to put things into perspective and context to what I'm going to be talking about in this video, right? So they went on, just to give you a brief refresher. And I know you guys have seen this all around the internet, before the release of her book and everything, and even before she got the start, and she had to do that ceremony. Like, before she even gets to do, what she needs to do, and her rollout for her book, and her Walk of Fame star ceremony, Mason Cameron decided to have Shine on, and I feel like this is very calculated. We'll get into details later about my opinion on that, and this is all for entertainment purposes, and everything is allegedly in my strongest opinion. Okay, so on this topic, so um, they decide to have this man with his messy ass on their show, and they brought Brandy up for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And I know the reason, because she popping right now. She just came off of an amazing tour with her and Monica. The Brandy and Monica tour that did extremely, extremely well. So it's all eyes on her. She's doing her thing, and I think there's some people out there that may not necessarily like that. You know what I'm saying? All of the love that she's getting, you got people like that. We're gonna get into details about that a little later. Okay, so I just wanted you to marvel at this beautiful cover. She has an amazing team behind her. I feel like she always has had that within, even in her own family unit, with her mom and her dad pushing her and stuff like that, and being out front, and just being there for her. So I have the memoir. I haven't read the whole thing. I've read some of it. I'm getting into it. But let's move on to the next slide. So here you have Brandy. She's kneeling by her star. I think that's something big for somebody that's not just in music, but she has a star because she has star power, quality. She's been on film, TV shows. She gave us the first image of, you know what it is for a young black girl to be there, um, having her own show, an all black cast, and with braids in her hair. So Brandy is a big deal. She's always been a big deal, right? And we all love her, in our community, and they love her everywhere. Okay, period. She does have a fan base. Okay. So she's a very powerful singer. We admire her for that, but she is also an incredible actor, and she has some very very amazing accolades, and deservedly so, because she has found her lane, her skill, her craft. She has honed in on that, and she's done the work. So she deserves every award that she's given and every achievement, right? And it's so crazy to me how those assholes try to come in and put a damper on that before she came out. What's that's These men be so messy, and they be so mad to see a successful black woman just getting her tens and yeah, doing her thing. It's just some messy shit. Anyway, well, let's get into some more of the footage. Now, like I was saying before, okay, here go the two. Look at them, just the laughing and cackling clowns, child. Okay, so like I said, just laughing and cackling clowns. And just to just to give y'all some clarity on a couple of things. Allegedly, Mace had dated her as well. But take a look at this. Let's go to this next slide, and let's really get into this shit. Now look at this motherfucker. Would you claim him? Brandy said absolutely not. Motherfucker, what? We were friends. She shut that shit down. We're gonna get it. Look at him. Child, he said he Jewish in this. Now look at this man. Now look at this man. Brandy said, boy, get the fuck out of here. And but not in those words, because she's ever so polite. But child, you an Aquarius, you better step on his neck the way you know how, girl. Oh, look at this man. Sorry. I'm supposed to be delivering the news. Just can't help myself. Oh, hold on now. Brandy said, "Boy, get the fuck out." Hey, hey. Shit. I done flipped the screen. Boy, I can't. Okay. So, as you can see, this is a shot. I'm sorry, y'all. I am so sorry right now, but I am yet crying at the way this picture looked, child. I don't know. Anyway, so Brandy said, anyway, back to this motherfucking book, okay? This is what I got going on. You see, and men like that, they do things like that to and I can't believe that Mason Cameron would allow him to come and try to get clout off of Brandy like that. But when you go behind the scenes and see who these people be tied to some of the times and how they talk about certain people, you understand. Y'all be knowing. Y'all be knowing. Brandy is just getting entirely too much attention right now. And you see what happened at the child the boys mind tour. Child. People coming through and not speaking to her, and so it's a lot. It's a lot. So let me tell you how her brother dealt with this was okay. Right there. It was really repulsive, so we're not gonna play it here. So repulsive to the point that, there were a lot of people that showed up for Brandy at her to go to her ceremony at the for the Walk of Fame star. Noticeably absent. I'm sorry, got to clear my throat out there while I laughing. But noticeably absent was Ray J, which her brother, you know, he goes to bat for his sister. I just feel like he went too far. And a lot of times lately, I don't know what's going on with that man, but he's been going too far. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to have seen them there because check this out. When they were at the verses, Monica, Brandy versus Monica, Monica versus Brandy, however you want to say it. That was a beautiful verses. And the one of the highlights for me, right? The one of the highlights for me, not just the beautiful songs and the music and how they were supporting each other and how, it came together, but was the fact that, you know, for one, it was Ray J who had the idea for them to do the tour together. He's really, really behind his sister. You have no idea. Well, yes, you guys do, but I'm just saying, when the cameras, there's a song, I think it was Full Moon, when it flashed to Ray J. Go back and look that up on YouTube, you guys. And the way he was dancing, I'm sorry, when Full Moon come on now, I got to do the Ray J. Okay. And I understand, I don't know what Ray J is going through right now. It's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, he um he um he just went too far. The way he was talking, on some, I'm a rape, I'm a dude, I'm a R word, I'm a dude, it was weird. It was really, really, really weird. But he was really mad, about how they were really trying to put his sister out there like she's some type of smut or something like that. So I get it. But he just went too far. And like I said, because of that, I think that that's the only reason why her brother wasn't there, because she loves her brother as well. And I think that that was the only reason why she had to, put some distance between us so she can really enjoy her moment. She worked hard for this shit. You worked that hard, bust your ass, and she been busting her ass since she was a kid. So, a teenager. So, yeah, of course, you don't want anything or anyone to stand in the way of you having your moment, and you deserve that. You want to look back and be like, that's legacy stuff right there. So, yeah, absolutely, her brand, and it was iconic, and so I feel like she deserves to stand in that, and not have it hindered by anybody else's actions, whether they be for her or not. You know what I'm saying? If you go too far, you go too far. So she's spoken outwardly about that, and rightfully so. And Ray J wasn't there. However, her mom and dad, hold on. As you can see, she was supported by so many people. Babyface, Issa Rae were there with her. Babyface has always stood in support of Brandy and her beautiful voice, and has encouraged her, I believe. And so Issa Rae is a huge fan of Brandy's as well, and has gotten a lot of inspiration for the shows that she has come up with, like Insecure. You know what I'm saying? And felt that she was able to do that because of what Brandy did with her show Moesha. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people have been inspired by Brandy and what she's been able to do and conquer in her career. So let's go to the next. And here you have Monica and I said Monty, Monica and Brandy. Okay, she came out to support her. They both look so amazing. It's kind of reminiscent of the tour and how they kind of were in sync. You see how Monica has on that nice pale cream color, and then Brandy went dark with it. It's kind of like, I like the way they did that. That's yeah, girl. Okay, she be on point with her branding, child. This is her again standing alone at the start. She's it's just a proud moment for her. She deserves that. I'm trying to see the one where she was out there with Sarai, her daughter. Hold on. So here she goes, again with her mom and her dad. Like I said, she has an amazing support system, which is beautiful. Her mom is beautiful. Look at her dad. And her parents are still together. They've been together for years, child. But anyway, here's Brandy and Sarah, her daughter. She's getting tall. Yeah, so I think that that was absolutely beautiful for her to finally get that recognition that she wanted and that she dreamed about since she was a kid, and she moved there, and she said I'm gonna sing my way onto one of them stars, and she sure did. Oh wow, look at her and Kaylani. Oh my God, Kaylani's amazing. Okay, you guys. So let's get into one of the more salacious things in Brandy's memoir. I say salacious because it seems like that's all people are gravitating to right now. And it's understandable why, especially with all of this Epstein file stuff going on and a whole bunch of other stuff. And Here's the thing. In our community, black community, a lot of times a lot of things are overlooked, and that's part of a larger part of the problem. You know what I mean? Because you have people that are little sis you, or that's like my little sister, but you sat up there and watched things go on with your little sister, and you did nothing. You did nothing to help. So how's that? That's how you treat your family. And I say this, and I'm gonna bring it full circle, but I say this to say that the brat, right? On her show, she's over there with that guy. I forget the guy's name. It's slipping me right now. I don't know why. But he was really rude and really disrespectful towards Brandy and what she had been through and what she had said in her memoir. So we're just gonna omit him. Gary, that's his name. His name is Gary. And anyway, Brat was saying, and because I was shocked to hear that, because but then you gonna put it in your book. So basically, you trying to shut up a victim. You trying to shut up somebody, or hush up somebody, because it's inconvenient to the other person. Now, well, while he was doing that, and she said, the Brat said that Brandy had come to her. She said, and this is not alleged. It's out there. She said this out of her own mouth, that Brandy had come to her. She knew about the relationship with him, her and Wanye, and that she really thought it was real. She thought she was in love, with this guy, whatever. But at the end of the day, this was a grown man with a 16-year-old girl, and it says that she was, Brandy said that he was 22 years old, and it wasn't right. Because at 16, 15, 16, you're not mature. He wants to throw 16, 17 to bring it more closer to 18, but that's not true. And if even then, that's grooming. Okay, and there's so much stuff out there. You can go and look it up. It's the Breakfast Club interview, but they was out there. I mean, they was up there cackling, laughing at him talking about, yeah, and she was old enough to get it, and all of this, and all this squirting and all of this stuff. Just disgusting, just absolutely repulsive things. And these are the things that have been going on surrounding Brandy's name for years. And it was even said, allegedly, that Kobe Bryant punched Wanye in his face for Brandy. Like, and that's a stand up dude. So it's just a whole lot, right? As it pertains to him. So back to the brat, and how she said, and he's working with his I don't know if it was him, Wanye, or his wife, one of the two, or both, who knows, allegedly. They working with the brat's wife. So there's that thing where money, um, kind of like takes precedent over everything, right, good and evil, good and bad, or right and wrong. Just because you're getting money with somebody, you can't say that, yeah, well, that was wrong at the time. You don't want to go against that and rock the boat in case he decides, if after he hear what you have, your point of view on your show, on this radio show that a lot of people listen to, say that, yo, he had no business being with that girl. But you're not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? So she your little sister? It's just really crazy to me how people turn a blind eye. It's no different from people saying, okay, we know that R. Kelly was, what he was, but did you hear but the way he do that music, they don't care. They really just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's wrong, people just want to look away and just do whatever they doing to get to the bag, to the money. Or I'll do a song when he do a song. They don't care. They do not care, and that's sad. So anyway, um, it says Brandy on, and this is from an article, but this is in the memoir. As you can see, is showing. Brandy reportedly talks about past relationship in new memoir. Brandy on past relationship with Wanye Morris in new memoir. I genuinely believed it was true love, but it wasn't. You were being manipulated. And even on that Breakfast Club interview, Wanye has said, I'm gonna go look for that. We're gonna get into some things, because he said, and on the Breakfast Club, he knew, like, he was saying that, yeah, maybe, when we did certain things, we was in states, because this is how sick Charlamagne the God is. Okay, this is how sick he is. He gonna say, something about maybe in that state, she was legal in that state. He was like, yeah, and maybe the places where we did it at, she there in that state it was legal. So you took her and you were supposed to be giving her some level of guidance. You had been in the industry already. She was new to the game or whatever the case may be. Young starlet on a rise or whatever the case may be, and you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna give her opportunity or whatever and take her on this tour, but really you was taking the opportunity on her. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And it's like it's just so crazy to me, how people don't see, how that's wrong, and how that's actually a certain, that's, that to me that's like trafficking. So you traffic this place, and and did just the fact that which states she's probably legal in this particular state, and you did it there. Yo, you done just wow, wow, incriminated the fuck out yourself, Wanye. But anyway, um, so it says Brandy Norwood addressed this chapter in phases, with some of the book's intimate angles regarding her life as cited in the People Report. Brandy wrote, I genuinely believed it was true love. She said she dated Morris when she was 16, which really Brandy came out when she's, wow, okay, she said 16. I guess she trying to be easy on the dude. But anyway, while he was in his early 20s, something like 22, allegedly. That's what people were saying. The report also noted a grown man. The report also noted that he was her first. So you took this girl, right, across state lines, slept with her in places that you knew that it might be, she might be legal in those particular states, and she was old enough to get it. No, she wasn't, motherfucker. You were supposed to have her on tour with you so she could learn how to work the stage, to sing, to do all of those things. You making these jokes about squirting and yo, that shit was go listen to that shit. Matter of fact, we going to get into some things. That is repulsive. You know what I'm saying? And took this girl virginity. So she you the first man that she's ever been with, a grown man, and then he used to be throwing stuff at her allegedly about, why you don't sound like this and that singer, because she's fucking Brandy. That's why she don't sound like them, and she ain't supposed to sound like them. She sound better than a majority of them, honestly. If you want to keep it a stack, child. And she had to push her way through that stuff, and then to think that's your first, and your first, not only your first man that to physically be with you. You know what I'm saying? But the first heartbreak, and he straight up played her. You know what I'm saying? And manipulated her into whatever he, thinking, I don't know, child, that's crazy to me. Anyway, um, where were we at? Guys, where were we? Okay, so 20s, okay, report also noted that he was her first. Then the memoir said she later learned he had cheated. So the book framed the relationship not as a teen fantasy, which he trying to make people think it was, and that she was fast or some shit like that, but as a formative experience. She now viewed very differently, obviously, because she knows better. And as a child, you don't know no better. With some grown ass man grooming you like that. Anyway, moreover, the Cinderella star wrote that hindsight changed the meaning of that relationship. She said, I believe he took advantage. He did. Then the memoir grew even more direct. The silence ends here. She wrote, she added, I was not a fast girl with a crush. There was a grown ass man manipulating me. Okay, it was a grown ass man freaking virginity hunting. It was a grown ass man taking advantage of me. There was a grown ass man. You understand what I'm saying? You get it now? Norwood also said, I was not a dramatic teenager who couldn't handle rejection. Instead, she summed up the age gap with one blunt line. I was a child. He was an adult. Meanwhile, people noted that Morris, I was a child and he was an adult. Meanwhile, people noted that Morris had previously said they did not date until after she came of age. which is the definition of grooming. You see this girl, you lusting over her. Oh, wait till she turn 18, or I'm gonna keep her, close to the hip, or what she said, under the wing, whatever the fuck. And you know what I'm saying? Until you see your opportunity. But the problem is, he didn't wait till she came of age. He did that shit before then. Anyway, that passage arrived as Phases cast a wider look at the singer's private and public life alongside the relationship chapter. The memoir also revisited her Monica fallout, struggles with bulimia, pressure around image, and the fallout from later crises. Okay, so listen, y'all gonna get into the book. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna go and get into the book on your own. I have it. I'm gonna get into it on my own. But let me go into a couple of other things before we move on from here.
You had a celebrity relationship.
Yeah, he was banging Brandy.
Brandy. He left
You see this shit?
lonely, broken hearted.
No, I didn't actually leave alone.
He was teaching Reggae how to do videos.
You told Reggae how to do the same.
That's why they called you Squirt.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, Brandy even said in her behind the music that you broke her heart because you fell in love with somebody else.
I mean, you only fall in love with somebody. You only fall out of love with somebody else if somebody makes you fall out of love.
So he putting that shit off on her.
Situation is if that's what she said, then
That's political. I like that.
I can't contest.
You heard that?
her
That's
view
political.
about it. I can just only live by
That's all they can do is be political about it. You understand what I'm saying? Because he ain't had no business doing that shit. Period.
my view.
Revolt. Revolt.
They were saying she was really young when y'all dated.
Yeah, she was.
You
Not
see?
not that young. Not
God,
not
this
not
jailbait.
No, that's what I'm saying. Hold on, but you know that's why. But that, hold on, that's why. Hold on, but that's why I stopped it and said that she wasn't that young because I don't
You
want
see how
y'all to
they
think
laughing?
Bossman was.
15, and she had to keep it a secret because she was so young.
See, we did the thing. We did the thing when she was like 16, 17, around that time.
No
you know?
16,
You
no
was, so you was still a
17.
boy too. You
Yeah,
had
I wasn't old.
You
I
wasn't too
wasn't
many
like
yet. You was
38
boys.
years old, nothing like that. I was old enough to. She was old enough to get it.
You see?
H y'all was in.
I mean, we was always in different states. We was on
Was illegal with the state. Charlemagne said was illegal in the state, but was illegal in the state y'all was in. Now he got his own issues because you R words allegedly R word this girl at a party and drugged her. Listen, okay, and this is the mentality, and this is how it goes in the music industry, and you have to be careful. You have to watch out. Same thing allegedly Ashanti went through, being with Irv Gotti like that, because that's what they do. She wanted to sing, he wanted some, you know what I'm saying, and he said, yeah, I can make you so let me just, and she did have a relationship. I don't think that necessarily she wanted that. She wanted to do her music, but sometimes that's the price of fame. And the price of it, that you have these guys be trying to child bar. Ain't no, excuse me, ain't no way. And they sitting around laughing, you know what I'm saying? And it's people that have had a good laugh over the years at her expense, making like she's just this type of person. But anyway, let me get into some other things. Hold on. Okay, so this is Brandy. Look at how look at Wanye. Look at Wanye. That's a grown-ass motherfucking man. And look at this little girl. Look at her. She don't know, like, yo. Oh, my. And look, this is Kobe with Brandy. I think this was that prom date. Look how happy she, just, come on. Just, man. And he had charm, and he was very respectful and all of that stuff. And I wish she would have ended up, having her first experience with somebody like that. And she doesn't have to look back at it feeling like she was manipulated and all of that other stuff and taken advantage of. And that's statutory rape. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to that. What he did was wrong. That was against the law. He could be sitting his behind in jail. Talking about she wasn't jail, but yes, the hell she was. But anyway, hold on. This is Kobe and her again at the prom. Look, this is so cute. You see? That's beautiful. Now that's, somebody I would have, somebody that would have kind of like honored her more. And even if they didn't work out, I feel like he would have handled it better. But So, like I was saying, you, sir, were out of pocket then, and you are out of pocket now for the way you are, and over the years for the way you try to spin that shit, because you knew you was dead ass wrong, and it's probably not the first time he done did that shit. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's crazy of you. But yeah, that's all I want to get into about Brandy. It's a couple of other topics. We're gonna get into Pooh Shiesty and what happened with him and Gucci Mane and the kidnapping and just all of that stuff. So stay tuned. But like, comment, and share. Leave it in the comments what you think about this topic. Follow if you're not following. Like I said, that always encourages me to do more when there's more engagement. I always appreciate that. So yeah, this is all that I have for, and I don't want to leave it on this note. Let's leave it on a higher note than this he looked like Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh my God. So we'll end it here, and I hope she continue to show us different phases of her and her life, and she has, even more to offer, for the rest of her career, whatever she feels.